Bro Haaland versus Harry Kane. Should be a good test. But I'll be taking your predictions. And just like we do at the tail end of the show, we'll activate the phone line. And then we'll take your thoughts as well. You can share with us your prediction, the teams to make it to the final. Really at the business end of the World Cup. Yeah, so you can send us your thoughts on 0539986996, 0539986996. I'll take the numbers again, 0539986996, 0539986996. Let's do a quick recap from the quarterfinal game that started on Thursday, July 9, where France beat Morocco by 2-0. It was Kylian Mbappe scoring in the 60th minute, Ousmane Dembele scoring in the 66th minute to give the French team the edge over the Atlas Lions of Morocco. That game was played at the Boston Stadium. A few records though achieved in that game, because Morocco became the first African nation to do 2 quarterfinal berths at the World Cup. They did so in 2022. They did it again in 2026. In terms of rating the African countries, Morocco would be top of the pack. Of all the 10 African nations that made their way to the USA, Canada, and Mexico, Morocco finishing as the highest performing or the best performing African team at the World Cup. I don't know what you think though. In terms of rating the performances of the African team, you can share with me as well. Morocco, Algeria, South Africa, the Black Stars of Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Tunisia, Senegal. Yeah, it's all over for the African country. And then there was another quarterfinal game between Spain and Belgium. That game was yesterday. It was Spain beating Belgium by 2-1. Fabian Ruiz, the 30th minute, and then Mikel Merino again delivering the goodest from the bench for the La Roja, beating the Red Devils of Belgium by 2-1. Belgium got their goal through Charles De Ketelaere in the 41st minute. Game was played at the Los Angeles Stadium in Inglewood in California, the United States. So the semi-final is set. Is Spain taking on France, the first semi-final. Let's see if England and Norway can also clinch one of the semi-final berths. Then there is Argentina up against Switzerland. That will be happening early Sunday morning at 1 a.m. Yeah, for the big fans of Messi who want to stay up and watch that game. Lionel Messi. Hey, I'm not sure they put Ronaldo's fans will be happy, but it is what it is. Yeah, but like I said, the show is always interactive. Let's hear from you. Let's make this fun. Big shouts to our guys on YouTube, who would be doing the watching from there. We are live on City Sports GHA and also on City FM. You can leave your thoughts with us, and also live on Channel 1 TV. Leave your thoughts with us, and we'll be reading. I'll be taking the predictions as well. I've seen the first comment from Bajo. You can do the predictions, get into the numbers. If you want to do goal scorers, it is fine. Let me introduce my guest. I've got Manuel Angelo Kwache in studio with me, rocking his beautiful THB Black Stars jersey. But I mean, Ghana no day inside. Oh no.
How are you, Gabby?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Yeah. I mean, Ghana hasn't. Ghana didn't go as far as we thought they would go, but I'm still, proud of. Proud? It's proud of the word I'm looking for.
Are you saying you're proud of the Black Stars?
Not proud of the Black Stars. I'm proud to still be Ghanaian and to.
You're proud to be Ghanaian.
Yeah, and I think it was good to see Ghana.
See your national team there. Okay.
Regardless of everything, I think it was good to see Ghana there. You could see how much not exposure, but like the culture. There's so much culture from so many different countries, and it was good to have Ghana also there participating in that.
Yeah, interesting. We have a big game today, but we'll get into that game a bit later. I want us to do a recap of the two games that have taken place in the quarterfinals. The first one was between France and Morocco. France beating Morocco by 2-0. Kylian Mbappe again leading the charges, delivering a good hit for Didier Deschamps' side. They made progression to the semi-finals. It is just a repetition of the scoreline, just like we saw in 2018 when its two sides met in the semi-finals. Again, France beating Morocco. Was it Theo or Lucas Hernandez who scored? One of the Hernandez.
I think it was Theo, more like
it was Theo
Hernandez.
Theo Hernandez, who scored a goal. But Kwachi, let's start off from there. Let's start off from the France-Morocco game. Your thoughts, France progressing. So what it means for France in the last 3 editions of the World Cup is that they have done
final. Won it final and then semi-final.
Another semi-final. Yes.
So they've made the semis in these all 3 tournaments.
Yeah. Talk to me about what they're doing.
I'm impressed. I look at the France team, and on paper, I'd say they probably play the best football in the tournament so far. I think Spain have been also very good with the way they've been controlling games, but I think in all-round general play, the way France have played has probably been the best. And I think it's a reflection of Deschamps himself, because how long he's been there. I don't know whether to say it's a shame that he's leaving. I think this is where Zidane comes in, because he's been wanting that job for a long time since he stepped away from Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. But if you look at what they've been able to do so far in the tournament, and it's consistency in football, because if you go all the way back to Euro 2016 when Portugal won, he made the final with that team with the France team.
Yeah.
So he's been consistent at tournament football and been able to get the best out of them. They don't always necessarily have to play the best football, but I think this tournament in particular, if you look at the front line that they have, I think the way he's been able to balance it has been incredible. Before the tournament, we're having discussions about whether they were going to play with a striker or how they would fit Mbappe, whether he would play off the left like he does at Real Madrid, or how he seems to want to do at Real Madrid, but Vinicius plays there. But if you look at the way he set it up with Mbappe in front and then Doué, Olise, and how do you call it, Dembele.
Yeah,
I think that's a lot of variety. That's a lot of fluidity. You have a lot of players who can play multiple positions across that front line, and it creates a lot of dynamic when they're attacking going forward. And bar the Paraguay game, maybe I can give credit to Paraguay and how they were able to hold them back, and they were able to keep their defensive shape. But bar the Paraguay game, I think we've seen that they are always going to be able to create, and they're always going to be able to score goals. Dembele got a hat-trick in the final group game. Mbappe has been incredible from the start of the tournament to now. And I think he's personally leading this charge. And if you look at the form that he's been able to produce, it's hard to back against him.
France have been actually the highest scoring team at the tournament. They've done 16 goals, followed by Belgium and then Argentina, 14 each. People say that the way Deschamps has set up this team, even if you take out Kylian Mbappe, the team will still function without him. Looking at the attacking talents they've got up front. Well, what do you have to say to that?
No, I think they need a focal point, unless he's going to go full Luis Enrique and have to put Dembele up front. So that means that he would actually have to play either Marcus Thuram or Jean-Philippe Mateta up front.
Yeah.
And they give different options. I think you saw Mateta coming on the last 10 minutes against Morocco, but I think Mateta was also coming on for his physical presence. So in case Morocco were trying to throw balls into the box, he'd be able to defend them as well. So I think that's tactically why he has the other players in the team. But up front, if you look at the form he's been able to produce, and it's not even just at this World Cup, you need to talk about his overall World Cup record. Like every time he scores, I said he's 1 behind Messi, he's 2 behind Messi. If he's able to play at another World Cup, he's certainly going to surpass that. And if you look at his form so far in this tournament, the only thing I can give against them, not by that even looking in the future, is how good Spain have been defensively. The only goal they've conceded so far in the tournament was the goal that Belgium scored last night. And that's just going to be a test of how the two of them are going to be able to hold on to, are going to be able to control their styles. I think this is probably going to be one of those, the final before the final, because both teams look very good and it could be a very interesting matchup.
I see. Let's see. France up against Spain next in the semi-finals. Just quick word on that. Yeah. It should be a good game.
Yeah, I'd say it should be a good game. It could also be one of those games where the two of them cancel each other out and they end up going to extra time or penalties. And that happens a lot. We even see it in some finals where you think that this could be a high scoring game, and rather everyone is being very cautious. And that's what I'm saying. I think both teams have incredible talent. I think Spain's front line themselves haven't been able to produce as much. I think Oyarzabal started really well in the group stage. I think he was able to get 4 goals by the round of 16, but he hasn't been able to produce after that. And I haven't been as all impressed with his play up front, because he's not necessarily a big physical presence like they used to have maybe with other strikers in the past, but maybe when they would throw Morata on. So I think he should be able to link up. Well, I think Bayernato has been really good, but he seems like he's always like a final ball. He's always missing he's just about a yard or 2 away from making that final pass and making that final decision. I think that's Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yamal.
No, so he also hasn't been able to. I think he's been influential in games. I think you saw yesterday he was able to show some brilliant pieces of skill, but he hasn't also been able to influence games as much as he does with Barcelona. But I think it's a unit that's winning for them. And for France, I think, like we keep saying, the individual players have been able to all come to party. Like Dembele has 5 goals now, Mbappe has 6 goals. They've been able to spread some of the goals around, not necessarily around all the team, but they've been able to feed the people who are most effective and give them the ball and let them win. And it's crazy to think, because I think that Cherki should definitely, after the season he should definitely be starting in this team. And you can even see when Bakola comes on, the different threat he gives them. He's missing that final product, but I think he's also an incredible player that can also be used tactically to maybe change the momentum of the game for Deschamps. So, and all in all, I think it should be a really good game.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. I'd say whoever goes from there should probably be the favorite to win the final. But it could end up being a bit like the Club World Cup final, where it doesn't matter. Once you get the team that's better on the day wins it.
Okay.
But both of those teams have probably been the best teams in the tournament so far.
Well, 053996 053996 996. That's the WhatsApp text line. Leave your thoughts with us. If you're watching us on YouTube, big shout outs to you guys. And on YouTube, you can also leave your thoughts there with us. Do your predictions for the game coming up later tonight. Is Norway taking on England? I've seen some guys already predicting that Norway would beat England. We'll get into that game a bit later. Let's talk about the second game. We saw yesterday, Spain Belgium. The game had to stretch. Finally, they unleashed Mikel Merino onto the pitch. It's the second time he scored from the bench at the World Cup.
Yeah, it's the second game in a row that he scored off the bench at the World Cup, and it's becoming a bit of a pattern with him. Because if you remember, during the season when Arsenal didn't have a striker, they used to play Merino and play him up top, and he actually managed to score quite a number of goals. I think he's a very interesting player. I don't know exactly how to put him in a box. I think he's one of the best players in the world.
What kind of player he is?
Exactly,
in terms of the profile.
Because in terms of his midfield ability, he's an okay midfielder. He's a very good technical midfielder. But there's an extra edge that he has in him. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but I think he has something special, and I can understand why every time Spain find themselves in a situation, De La Fuente looks to him. And I think he's also very tactically very adept. He's able to adapt to certain situations. And if you can go back to the goal that he scored against Portugal, he won that while he was in midfield, but as soon as he won the ball, he passed it around and moved forward. And Ferran Torres was able to find the ball through to him, where he's almost playing further than the striker. And that just shows incredible awareness and brilliance on his part. So I think that if I go back to the game, it was tight. Both teams scored just before halftime and got level. And until the change, and I don't know, I don't like when this thing happens in football, but there's always going to be a narrative that comes out of the game. And until the change that was made from Belgium's point of view, Courtois got injured. Yeah. And they had to bring on Man United's goalkeeper, Lamar. And there was a shot from Spain. He wasn't able to hold on to the ball. I wouldn't necessarily blame it on him. It's not necessarily because he's there and Courtois is not there that he wasn't able to save it. But that's just how the things transpired, and he wasn't able to save it. And Merino was quickly able to pounce onto the ball and score. And that's been Spain's way. They've always found a way deep in games. They found a way to, except for the game against Cabo Verde. And now and again, we have to also credit Cabo Verde because they showed throughout the tournament, throughout the group stage, they were able to get 3 draws against 3 very, you would say, tough opponents. I think even in the last game against Saudi Arabia, they probably find themselves unlucky not to have won that game. But it just shows that Spain have been a very good team. They've been able to play incredibly well as a unit. I heard one of our Hannes talking about how they have the ability to maintain possession is actually quite good. And I haven't necessarily looked deep into the numbers, but I think that if you just from looking at them through the eye test, you can see how well they're able to recycle possession, and it's not necessarily just in a. If you see how Tuchel sometimes can play with possession, it's almost like they move it from side to side until they find the space. I think they can be a little more penetrative, and that's because of the type of player profiles they have, with Dani Olmo playing as a 10 and with someone like Lamine Yamal and Bayena. They're able to move quickly, and they're able to find space and create chances. I thought the thing that was missing from them is having a clear out number 9. I think Oyarzabal has been good.
Okay.
But I think that over the last 10, 15 years, Spain haven't been able to necessarily produce or at least put out a high quality striker, with all due respect to, again, Alvaro Morata.
In the last 2 years?
No, like 10 years.
In the last 10 years.
And
I see.
They've had a few good ones. I think Rodrigo was okay. There was a point where even Joselu was
Rodrigo,
the one who came to Leeds, former Valencia.
Striker.
Who came to Then I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
They did a few things with Pedro.
Yeah, I mean,
not really a striker.
Soldado.
Soldado.
Just
Alvaro Morata.
Negredo. Just.
Charlie, but the Spain strikers.
See what I'm saying? If we're going back from when they had Torres and David Villa and they had clinical finishers who were in the box, they've just lacked a little bit of that quality. The person who has been filling the gap for them has been Alvaro Morata. I'd rather reserve my thoughts on Alvaro Morata. He has been good for them. He helped them win Euro 2024. I think he's been.
Have they had like a proper number 9? When I say proper number 9, somebody in the mold of Haaland. When last they have somebody like that?
That's what I'm saying. I probably have to go back to, like, in Haaland mode.
Maybe from
Torres. Even Torres is not necessarily like that. He's
so the early 2000 to
maybe the early 2000s,
somewhere around 2008-10.
Maybe he's not as tactic. I mean, he's not as good as Haaland, but maybe you can say Fernando Llorente. But
Llorente, okay.
But he's also a different kind of profile.
Yeah.
He's not. I mean, he's probably physical like Haaland, but he's not as good with his feet.
He's
as
not
Haaland.
Okay, mobile. Yeah, Haaland can be mobile.
Yeah, I mean, Haaland is mobile.
Yeah,
and but they just haven't been able to put out a quality striker. I think Germany to have a similar problem over the last few years. They try things with Werner, and now they have Undav. I think Undav is also a decent striker, but just been an inability to produce top quality strikers. And I think overall, it's good to have incredible creative players. But I think we've seen with Haaland at this World Cup that it's really effective to have someone in the box that can finish chances. Mm-hmm. You cross it, you put it somewhere in the box, you know that someone is going to attack the space, and you have these patterns of play that you practice all the time.
Okay.
So once you find yourself in certain positions, you almost instinctively know where the player is going to make the run. And once you have someone who's always eager to get chances, he finishes it. And I think Portugal suffered with that problem in the Portugal-Spain game. There were a couple of times where they tried to put the ball across Ronaldo, and Ronaldo was either on a different wavelength or he was trying to reserve energy and trying to see when the pass was going to come rather than attack the space and hope that the ball comes there. And there are just these little differences that you can have in your team when you have a striker who is able to finish chances.
Mm-hmm. All right, so somebody drew my attention to David Villa.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So
yeah. I think he missed that's my friend. He's listening to the show. Delacroix, big shouts to you with Copan Sports Agency.
Yeah,
he says that we are forgetting David Villa for Spain. He's the most lethal striker they have had in years.
Yeah, but then we're going back 16 years.
So when you take the Villa conversation out, yeah. And like I said, this is like the early 2000s.
Yeah, so that's at least 2010 World Cup. Because by 2013-14, I think he was playing for Atletico Madrid. So he was probably at the end of his career then. So in terms of over the last 10, 15 years, I don't think Spain have been able to produce a new striker who has been of the quality that has been able to be consistent in the team and just get goals for you. And again, this has been a World Cup that has shown that teams with good strikers get goals and win games.
Yeah, because Haaland is leading.
Kane has been
France
very
have got
effective.
Mbappe, Harry Kane.
Messi. I mean, Argentina have almost sacrificed. Martinez has been good, but he's
Lautaro Martinez has been actually quite at together with Lautaro Martinez has been he's put out an okay performance for Argentina, but Julian Alvarez.
I mean, the thing, right?
Because all the games that Argentina have played, it's and I stand to be corrected. The formation, it's always with Alvarez and Messi out front, and then sometimes they bring in
so they started the tournament with Martinez, and they started with Thiago Almada, then Martinez, and then Messi's drifting on the right, doing whatever he wants when he needs to influence the game. We'll give him the ball. And in the last game, I think because he wanted to counter the midfield of Egypt, he brought in Paredes rather and just put out Alvarez and Messi.
Messi.
And that's how he wanted to play up front. And they themselves, they've not necessarily struggled, but then both of their strikers haven't been able to produce at the level that they want. Martinez, it breaks my heart because that's I back him every single time. All I hear around is that Martinez, how do you call it, he misses chances. And I get that if you go back to the last World Cup, if you want to create a narrative out of it, it's very suitable to say that Martinez was in during the Saudi Arabia game. They lost. Alvarez came in and they found a different spark and won the tournament. And that seems what people are going with. But I think Martinez himself is actually a very good finisher. He was top scorer in Serie A this season for Inter Milan. They won the league title again. I don't know if it's the national team that he finds stress with. If you remember when he scored during the World Cup, the first way he scored during the World Cup, he did almost like he was relieving the stress off him. And he hasn't been able to replicate that form that he brought from this season to the World Cup. Alvarez himself, I think he started the tournament slightly injured and he hasn't been able to get up to speed. But just to go back to the point, even though they haven't been able to produce, they still have been able to find Messi in that system. It's not like when he was playing the false nine system at Barca for Guardiola. But it's a little system where because he doesn't have to press as much, he's able to just drift within play and able to get the ball to him at a different at the parts of the field where he's most effective with the ball. Rather than him always having to come back and then retrieve the ball deep and then run and make progress again, he can also now just hang around and then get the ball to him.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's also been able to score has been able to get Argentina out of tight games because Argentina won both games they played in the knockout rounds by one goal margin, 3 goals to 2. So clearly, having someone who can score for you when you need to, it's also going to be has been very helpful for them so far in the tournament, and it's probably one of the reasons why they're still here.
Okay. 0539986 996 996. Let me take some messages. Smiley says, good day guys, let's have a great show. Alonso at work already. Talk a bit about it, please. He's a Chelsea fan, clearly. We should talk about Alonso, who has started work. Hey,
yeah, I saw him training with João Pedro and Estevao and the young boys. It's good.
Robert Sanchez, those who are not partaking in the World Cup, they are out there.
It'll take a while for him to get the full squad, but I think it's good for him to at least get settled. I mean, but you saw a lot of that.
Yeah, but wait, how many Chelsea players are at the World Cup? Let's see, France. Who have they got? Malo Gusto. Who again? Yeah, I think he. Spain, Marco Correa.
I mean, he's not there anymore. He's a Real Madrid player.
Okay.
So I don't think he'll come back.
I've forgotten about him. That transfer happened real quick.
So many transfers are just passing
even
the
Andre Santos to United. I don't know when that transfer happened. What Argentina? Who have they got? Enzo Fernandez.
Another Real Madrid player. I mean, to be confirmed.
Yeah, to be confirmed. And who? Norway. There's no Chelsea player with the Norwegian.
Jorgensen is not Norwegian.
No. Jorgensen is not. He's not. And so that's it. So a large chunk of the players are home. Xabi Alonso will get.
No, but then even if they are home, I think they're also going to give in a little grace period because they were part of the World Cup.
James. Levi Cole is home. He didn't go to the World Cup.
I mean, but he's recovering from an ACL injury, so. Yeah, I mean, I still think that even if they're not at the World Cup now, the players who have been will probably get an extended period before they always come back with a squad. So he'll be getting the squad bit by bit. There are probably some players he probably will only get maybe 2 weeks before the season starts. And maybe it's not ideal, but I think it's also going to give him an idea of the other players in the squad and give him a chance to try out players from the youth team. That was one of the points that Mourinho was making when he went in Real Madrid. He was talking about how he's going to be looking after the Castilla boys and trying to see like just the talent and the players who are around and trying to work with that. And it's interesting to see all these proposed like moves happening and seeing them transpire in real time. Especially Mourinho. Like I did not think I would see him back at a top level club so soon. It's especially if you look at the trajectory of the clubs he was on, from Manchester United to Spurs and then to Roma, and then I think he went to Turkey to Fenerbahce before he ended up back at Benfica. For him to get a chance to go back to Real Madrid when they've now got 2 seasons without a trophy, I think there's a lot of pressure there, and there's a lot of expectation that's going to be happening. It's interesting to see Mbappe shining so well at the World Cup. I hope he can bring that. I mean, he's always had that form at Real Madrid, but I hope he's able to bring the winning mentality to the club.
Okay. let me take some messages on YouTube. The guys are predicting the games to come later today. Norway, for tell England Norway today. Okay, that's from Bajo. He says Ismail Ibrahim W39 says England to win by 2-0. Okay, let me see. Rich Laporta says Spain to win against France, Argentina to beat Switzerland, and England to reach the finals. Okay. Norway to win by 3-0. Argentina will play against Norway in the semi-finals. France to play England in the final. Moses with that message. It says, Gabby, please, United transfer news. Are they done with the signing of Atalanta midfielder? Yeah, has that transfer been completed?
No.
The guy from Atalanta, not yet, right?
No. Apparently, actually, they are having issues or complications with that particular transfer. So, there's even a high chance that that transfer will fall through. And not actually even happen. And that's how come Man United are in the conversation, or are reported to be in the hunt for Manu Kone.
Okay.
Of who's playing in the World Cup.
Why they brought in Santos too?
And then and yes, there's Santos, and then there's also even this report linking Man United with Joao Gomez of Wolves.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the latest update on their transfer. And actually, I think it's I see it, if it happens that Ederson doesn't go to Man United, I think it's a blessing in disguise for Man United. Because
really? How so?
I don't see him as a player Man United need.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I don't see him as a player Man United.
What he would offer this team in the field, right?
Yes. Not because he's not a good player.
He's a PM.
No. He's an 8 and a 10. He can play as an 8 and a 10. He's not someone that Man United needs at this point in time, because if you want someone to play the 8 and the 10, you have Bruno Fernandes, you have Mason Mount. If you want someone to play a 6 and an 8, you have Kobe Mainoo in there. You have Manuel Ugarte is still on the team. So you still have to consider him. But now that Man United are in line to sign Andre Santos, he can also play as an 8 and a 10. So you need someone who can play as a 6 and an 8. And in that sense, Ederson is not a proper fit. Yeah. And so that's how come Manu Kone comes into the picture. And actually, I would have loved Man United to have sealed that deal a long time ago, because he's a proper defensive midfielder / central midfielder who you can consistently rely on. He has the speed, he has physicality. We've seen him at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Everything that he's doing at the World Cup, he's been doing it at AS Roma for the past 2 seasons. And I'm surprised it's taking this long for a team like Man United to focus their attention on getting a player like him.
Interesting. Right. So that's the update for you, the United fans. Regarding Atlanta's Ederson to Manchester United. Okay. Ismail Ibrahim says, Chelsea DRM with a laughing emoji. He says, I still don't understand why Messi fans are scared of playing England. Look, whether you like it or not, England will meet Argentina in the semi-finals. Let England take care of Norway today, and then they can think about
Messi fans are afraid of playing England.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Where's that coming from? Messi fans are afraid of playing England.
So take care of Norway today, and then Argentina will also take care of Switzerland early Sunday morning, 1 a.m. Then you can begin to talk about that pairing. For now, you're not in the semis, so you can't talk about it.
But that game will be huge. That game will be really,
which one?
The England
Norway game.
No, the England Argentina game. If it happens, it will be really, really big. I mean, we've had all these geopolitical issues become a big theme at this World Cup. I mean, because of the USA-Iran thing. And we had France play against Senegal, former colonial masters against former colony. We've had Ghana play against England. And I was privy to watch it live, and it was such a big deal when the scoreboard
displayed the national
lyrics. You had the lyrics of the national anthem being displayed on the scoreboard. And once they go to and help us to resist oppressors rule, and we're pointing at the England folks and help us to resist oppressors rule. Yeah, it was so much fun. You had England take on Ghana.
Yeah.
And should Argentina play England, it will be a big deal because of the political issues connecting those two teams, those two nations.
Yeah.
Because of the Falkland Wars. There's a collection of islands off the coast of Argentina that is part of the UK, more or less England.
Okay.
Because they fought a war in 1982, and the British ended up defeating the Argentines, and they took over that particular island. And so, because of that issue, there's a serious political tension between those two nations, and to have them potentially play in the semifinals of the World Cup on this big stage, it will be a very big deal. And honestly, I simply can't wait to watch that game. But if it happens, I mean, I don't believe Messi fans should be scared of England. Looking at the way England have played, I think Argentina will be more tested than England. I mean, with England minus the Mexico test, I don't think they've been tested that much.
I mean, to be fair, I might disagree with that. I think Argentina have had a quite smooth ride so far. I mean, in terms of the level of quality that opponents showed against them, I'll give that to you. But I think they started with Cabo Verde. That was Argentina started against
in the opening game. Was it
Algeria? So they started against Algeria. Then they played
They played Jordan. They played Austria.
And they played Austria. And then they played Cabo Verde in the round of 16, and then they played Egypt. And Egypt shocked them a bit. But if you look at England's round of game, it's not necessarily been the highest quality, but they had to face Croatia when Croatia were good initially. And then they had to also go through a tough Mexico at the Azteca.
Yeah.
At their home stadium, where they were when we spoke out.
That was a game I thought Mexico would have kicked them out, or they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, and it was a really tight game, and to play the most of the second half with only 10 men.
And the thing is, it's about the mismatches. Like, it's about the matchups. When you pair Croatia and England would never have issues against Croatia.
They did in the last World Cup.
They
did in the last two World Cups. In 2018, Croatia knocked them out.
Yeah, that's when they were at their peak.
In the quarterfinals.
That's when they were at their peak. But how did they beat them this time around? It was the last Euros. They beat them. How did they beat them? It was because they took advantage of they had physicality and athleticism, and that's exactly what happened in this tournament. When they played them, first half it was 2-2.
Yeah.
The second half, when they went into the halftime break, Harry Kane said in his post-game presser that Thomas Tuchel told them to go 1-on-1 and up the tempo.
Yeah.
And that was the trick. Look at Jude Bellingham's goal that he scored against Croatia. He just ran past his markers.
Yeah.
And ended up slamming the ball into the net. That was the difference maker. And you had England consistently win all the 50-50-50 challenges. Because they were superior than the Croats.
Yep.
In terms of athleticism. And that's what they did. So that game, I honestly don't think they were that troubled much. But you look at Argentina, the stress that they had to go through against Cape Verde, the stress that they had to go through against Egypt, especially in the knockout stage. I mean, in the group stage, you have another chance to be able to more or less rectify your mistakes.
Yeah.
But knockout stage, the stakes are higher, and you have zero chance of rectifying your mistake if you do make a mistake and you end up getting kicked out. So in that sense, that's why I would peg Argentina's run a little bit higher than England, because England is because of the Mexico game.
Yeah.
It's because of the Mexico game, and I don't think they would have had an issue dealing with Mexico had Jaraquansa not gotten himself sent off.
Yeah,
that would have been a little bit more straightforward win for England. But the fact that Jaraquansa got himself red carded, and yes, they had to play with 10 men for about 40 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what made it a little bit difficult. But outside that, I would pick Argentina's test slightly over England. And again, it's all about the matchup. When I see this matchup between Argentina and England, oh yeah, I see Argentina beating them, because you are not out muscling this Argentine midfield. If you are Jude Bellingham, you are not outworking them. No, maybe outpacing them. Yes, I'll give it to you. But out muscling them, outworking them. No, I don't see it happening.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the game itself later today. England. Okay, no, before that, right, guys, just this starts around the World Cup. So far the game's played. I just want to take quick thoughts on what you guys make about. So we've played 98 games so far. As at yesterday, 104 games for this year's World Cup. The goal scored, we've done 285. So what it means is that the tournament has been a higher scoring one, averaging roughly, let's say, 2.9 plus goals per game. Sadi, let me start off with you on that. What do you make about the quality of play so far you've seen? The goals that you've seen, right? It's a lot. The group stage actually felt like eternity.
And the knockout stages, I felt like they've gone by very quickly.
Because at a point I was like, when would the group stage games finish? It felt too. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I think we have to get used to it, because the next tournament, you say it's only the 2038, right?
They are reviewing it.
No, but as it stands now, they are looking at not even considering it again.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, you will talk about that. Just talk to me about what you made about the games, like what I've said, the group stage up until the quarterfinals.
Look, Gabi, the teams are many. Number one. 48
a dozen.
Yeah, so I can say confidently that to people who have even covered this tournament, if you give them the space of 60 seconds to mention all 48 teams, they will forget.
You miss one.
I see y'all try. I see y'all trying.
60 seconds.
Yeah, 60 seconds.
All 48 teams.
I think I'll miss one or two.
Off head.
Off head.
You miss. I think you realize something with, and it's not a thing that just run with us.
And it's mainly because of the Asian teams.
Yeah. When you're listening to
because Africa, I can mention all 10. You know, with the South Americans, the usual suspects qualify.
Yeah.
So I can mention it. And then yes, Europe too, the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, Europe, I might miss one. Uzbekistan,
Jordan.
Jordan is Asia.
Asia, yeah.
But Uzbekistan is also
Asia. Yes. So Uzbekistan, Asia, Jordan, Asia. Then maybe the CONCACAF. Maybe Panama, Haiti.
Haiti.
I don't even remember Haiti for what exactly did they do.
So Haiti, for instance, I might miss out on it. And yeah, like I said, the Asian countries, Jordan, Uzbekistan, but Europe, maybe you might miss Austria.
Might miss Czech.
No, Czech. I'll miss Czech.
Czech.
I might miss out on Austria. Yes, I might miss out on Austria.
So you see.
So the thing I realized with like you said, the covering of the tournament, and it's not just with us, is that a lot of the pundits and reporters, when they are trying to remember a certain game that happened in the group stage, they struggle a bit because it's either so they, like y'all said, they would remember, Argentina played who. You get it, because like there's a lot. You've watched a lot, so you have to either reread or watch the game again to remember that Argentina played somebody else to get to this.
Still don't remember who else England played in the round of 16 now.
Round of 16. Who did they play?
Round of 16 was their last game, Mexico.
No, they played Mexico in the round of 32.
32, yeah. No. Round of 16.
Round of 16.
The Mexico game was round of 16.
Yeah.
So the round of 32.
Round of 32 played the third place team.
Yeah, that's
the round of 32.
Congo.
DR Congo, yeah. So they beat DR Congo, yes.
It was Mexico was round of 16.
Round of 16.
No, Mexico was round of 32.
No.
Mexico was round of 16. Spain.
So first game they played Croatia. Second game they played Ghana.
Yeah, Ghana.
Third game
Panama.
they played Panama.
Yes.
I forgot about
Fourth game
the Congo
Yes,
from that
DR Congo. DR Congo took the lead in the 6 minutes.
Yeah,
and they messed up, and Hurricane got
Yeah.
2 goals in what 10 minutes.
86 and then 88 minutes.
Yeah, that's just in
And
that.
then they played Mexico.
No, but it's fine.
And there's been lots of
It's okay because we watched a lot of
people
games.
think we're in the semi-finals, we're in the quarterfinals.
Yes,
like,
because of the extra
Let me tell
game
you.
that they added.
When I'm on TV and I'm hosting World Cup Central, I sometimes get confused as to are we in
Yeah, because
quarters
it's
or
expanded
yeah,
format.
you see that because the old tournaments right from the group
Oh,
stage,
straight.
you are going to
round of 16.
By now they've been looking at finals tomorrow. Everywhere to
And
be
then
there,
everybody-
everybody goes.
But there's
away.
another week more. But I said you just talked to me about that. A lot of goals seen,
A lot.
89 goals.
Yeah, and that's the most so far. It's because of the number of teams also, and I would like to add this. Look, generally, the quality of play has been more impressive than I thought it would have been.
True.
A lot goes down to a lot of the technical stuff being put in there. This is the first time for me. I stand to be corrected, but this is the first time that we are seeing this level of coaching in a World Cup.
I see.
Look at the caliber of coaches attached to the various teams. And let's go back into 2002, come into 2006, come into 2010, and let's come downwards. And then we'll see that the caliber of coaches in this particular World Cup is really way up there. And that has gone on to affect a lot of the style that the guys put out on the pitch and also affect a lot of the results.
Okay.
Typical example, just yesterday, that quarterfinal game showed us a lot of things. Look, Belgium were playing one of the trends that I have personally noticed in the tournament.
Which is that?
There are a lot more own goals in this tournament. And the own goals are being caused by just one simple thing. Whip the ball in so hard that
You ricochet off somebody.
is a goal. just hit it, just bend that ball in there, and you are getting a lot of goals being scored in that particular way. And literally we are going back to seeing crosses coming in from laterals, crosses coming in from wingers, some wingers trying to be wingers, and others still trying to invert. But the wingers, we are seeing them more because of the end result of what's happening inside the box. This World Cup has brought a lot of trends tactically, and I'm seeing it affect club football also. All of a sudden, we have seen proper set pieces being played, not the chaotic set pieces. We have all waved goodbye to the chaotic set piece routines, and we are seeing proper set piece routines
Okay.
giving the same results.
No pushing and shoving in the box.
No.
That one has to do more with the rules.
No heckling. Yeah, I
That
was just
one
about
has to
saying
do more with the
that. Hasn't the rules also
I
helped?
think it has to do more with the rules.
So now players in their
Yeah.
minds know that, okay, if I
we
do
can't-
this, yeah.
And we've had a couple of goals chalked off because the goalkeeper
Yeah,
was
yeah,
heckled
yeah.
in such regard. But for me, tactically, I think the 2010 World Cup was tactically the best.
I see.
Tactically, that's why he had quite a number of quote unquote not too many exciting games at the 2010 World Cup because the coaches were tactically like up there. Caliber wise, name brand wise,
Yeah.
yes, this tournament, yeah, I'll give it
has
to
But
this
on the
tournament.
pitch,
But on the pitch, tactically,
game management.
I'll give you an example. The Ghana Germany game.
the 2-2.
Yeah, no,
but that
they
was-
beat us
that-
1-0.
Oh, 1-0. Okay, okay.
The 2-2 was 2014.
2014, yeah.
Yeah.
The 2010 World Cup, Ghana, Germany, the one they beat us 1-0.
Yeah.
Joachim Low.
Oh, Mesut Ozil.
Yes,
Yeah.
that brilliant goal. But Joachim Low, the head coach for Germany, he said that was the most difficult game,
Yeah.
one of the most difficult games he had at that World Cup because he changed his tactics as many as 14 times.
Yeah,
And Ghana's coach, Milovan Reichbach, also matched it because every time he switched, Ghana also switched.
Mhm.
So tactically, and if you look around across board, the Spanish team, Vicente Del Bosque,
yeah.
you look at the Netherlands team. I've forgotten the name of
The coach.
the head coach.
At the time, eh?
Yeah, at the time, I'll get it for you.
Check for you.
Like the tactics that they played in that tournament throughout it was just brilliant, and it was so because, and I can say that confidently because, despite the enormous talent that Argentina possessed and brought to the World Cup, they got kicked out and humiliated by
Bettman van
Marwijk.
Yeah.
Yes, Bert van Marwijk. They got humiliated by Germany because despite the enormous talent that they had, tactically they were off because their squad was imbalanced.
Okay.
Maradona was the one who was coaching them. It was Diego Maradona. He was the head coach. Tactically, they were off. And they got badly exposed in that quarterfinal against
to a World Cup with Maradona
against Germany.
They made it to the quarterfinal.
I remember, but yeah,
It was
I
the
think
quarterfinal.
I think they went to the quarters.
He wasn't as.
That's what I'm saying. That he was down to the tremendous talent.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you
and
say that the ball also was instrumental? Because that
Yeah,
ball
because
is the worst ball ever in
And I was
World
coming
Cup
to
history.
it even when you made mention of the own goals bit, and even generally the goals that have been scored. The Jabulani swayed in the wind.
Yeah.
But this ball doesn't sway, but it's fast.
Yeah.
Once you hit it, it moves fast in space
Okay.
than your normal average ball. That's how come if you watch the goals that have been conceded, you ask yourself, yeah, there's this feeling that
Could he have done better? Could
the
the goalkeeper
goalkeeper could
have
have
done- yeah.
reacted a bit quicker to it. It's because the panels around the ball are fewer.
Yeah.
And so the ball moves a bit quicker through the air once you hit it. And that's how come you have yesterday's issue. Lament with Belgium. You look at the second goal. He thought he could grab it. But the next thing he realized, the ball,
He's spilling it.
it's all about anticipation when you want to grab the ball. But the time that he anticipated that he'd be able to grab the ball had already hit his chest and has spilled onto the turf. And Merino was right there to knock it through. We saw the same thing with even Thibaut Courtois yesterday. You would have thought that he could have punched the ball a bit further away.
Yeah.
But the speed of the ball forced him to not be able to punch it further away because per the time he stretched his hand, the ball had already hit his hand and was already there for the taking. You get my point. And so the ball has also played a role more or less in contributing to the number of goals that we scored in this world. Look at the Argentina-Algeria game.
I'm even thinking
the
about
Messi shots.
Was it the England-DR Congo game that we had? I think you and I were watching and you said the goalkeeper could have done
Yes,
better.
Mpasi.
Yeah.
The Hurricane header.
Yeah. Yes,
The Hurricane header. The one he got the equalizer. That got England the equalizer. I asked him like, Mpasi, couldn't he, per the save that he had made, couldn't he have saved this ball?
No, that was a very good point.
Yeah.
I'm also even seeing if you remember the Egypt-Argentina game, the first header that came in.
The first header from Romero.
No, not Romero, not for Argentina, for Egypt.
The defender. Yeah.
I don't think he headed the ball up. I think he got power on it, and because of how the ball moved, it was nowhere near Martinez. He wasn't able to save it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And for me, the one that caught my attention was the Messi one. The Argentina-Algeria game. Yes, we were all slamming Zidane's son, Lucas Zidane in post for Algeria. But when you watch the replay, you can tell that the ball, he had it all covered. Like he anticipated that his hand would be at the right place at the right time. Then somehow, the ball just flew past his hand. And that's how come he had him like, it looked like he was flapping at the ball rather than trying to make an attempt to punch it. You look at the Mbappe goal against Senegal.
Yeah.
Edouard Mendy, that shot that Mbappe struck from way outside. No, on a normal regular basis, or with a regular ball, that ball isn't getting past Edouard Mendy. But the next thing I realized, the ball is in the net and it has flown past Edouard Mendy's hand.
Yeah.
So clearly the ball, there is something that's got to do with the flight, the speed of the flight of the ball, and it has also contributed to the number of goals that we've had.
Interesting.
I don't think
Adidas try on that.
I don't think technology will go backwards. I think they are going to be impressed with how it's gone so far and probably try and replicate it maybe for the Premier League and other teams in the future. But I think when
I'll be surprised if we see it in
when Said was speaking, there were two trends that I also noticed that I've noticed during the World Cup, and I think with Yao's point, I think when he said 2010 was better tactically, I would put forth an argument where I would say the quality of players in 2010 were much better. I think then you probably had more season.
That could also,
I think you had more seasoned international managers.
Yeah.
What I also see now is a reverse trend where there are a lot of Premier League managers, and I think it's also some of it has
and a lot of first timers too.
Yeah, some of that has to do with the nature of club football. I think that it become very demanding, and if we're being honest, it's not possible for all these teams to have a successful season. Because as soon as let's say an English team wins the Premier League, it means Bayern have had a bad season. PSG have had a bad season. It means either Real Madrid or Barcelona.
If you win the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the Champions League. So if I say maybe, let's say, Chelsea win the Champions League, it means PSG haven't had a good season because they weren't able to, if they just won the league, they always win the league. Bayern probably haven't had a good season then. Probably means that either Real Madrid or Barcelona, if they are not able to win the league, they haven't had a good season. There's a lot of pressure on club managers now. You see a lot of trend where club managers now are being the ones that are being brought in to manage international football. Even with the news that came this week that Jurgen Klopp might be going back to go and coach Germany.
Yeah, that was confirmed, right? Yesterday.
Fabrizio, yeah.
Well,
so Fabrizio tweeting, but
official confirmation hasn't come out yet. But all these,
and it has to be official because we saw what happened with the Ghana Carlos Torres issue. It has to be official.
That's what I'm saying. It's part of the graphic. Anytime they are talking about managers who have left their post, his name is still there.
Who? Fabrizio?
No. Carlos.
I think that Carlos here thing is a technicality. I think he's not going to be extended beyond when his contract expires. The only thing is he has not yet been let out of his job. So technically he's not going to be Ghana manager anymore.
He has 1 month left on his contract.
And he'll chop his money. Nobody wants to resolve it.
Which game is he going to play?
But he's not going.
Which game is he going to play?
Until the FA comes in and says we have terminated.
I think Keir Starmer still the prime minister of the UK.
He's out of the
yeah, he is. Keir Starmer is still
prime minister of the UK.
He said he has resigned, but he's still there.
The FA knew that in August there's no national team assignment there.
So so he will shop his money. He will go when the time is right, and then after that, the news will be confirmed. But you see, it's a lot with now club managers, and you've seen even with Germany, their trend has gone from Hansi Flick, even though he started with the national team, but it's gone from Hansi Flick to Nagelsmann, and now it's gone to Klopp. And you see a lot of these people bringing in the people who are supposed to be good at tournament style football. I think that's where Ancelotti will be slightly disappointed with how they ended up in Brazil. But they brought in a lot of managers who are supposed to have the experience of winning these types of tournaments. And I think you've seen that a lot with Tuchel. I think I don't remember who said, one of the players was saying, I think it was Aspilicueta, I can't confirm the quote, but he was saying that Tuchel doesn't coach defending. And I think if you look at the way they've been able to go through the tournament so far, they've been reliant on winning the games in moments, and stacking the players up, getting the team right tactically, and then getting big players to win in moments. Even looking to the Norway game, I was thinking that maybe he would have an argument to maybe play Morgan Rogers. Because if he plays Bellingham in midfield, if he's going up against, if they play against Argentina, if they make it through and play against Argentina, because if he's going up against the midfield that Argentina have, I think they would struggle with them. Rodgers will be able to provide maybe a bit more aggression off the ball. But then if you look at Bellingham, one thing I was surprised that based on his form, him and Foden, if Foden was left out, I didn't know how Bellingham was also making it into the team. I thought maybe Morgan Gibbs-White or Cole Palmer, who probably had better productive seasons. But one thing I'll say about Bellingham is he's a big game player, and he has a mentality for playing in these big games. And even though even defensively, you saw it in the Mexico game, maybe he's not always going to be the most, he presses well, but he's not always going to be the most, aggressive when it comes to trying to get the ball back.
Yeah.
I think he also has a special thing that he brings when he's on the attacking team. But I just think that just going back to the point, I think that if you notice the switch in the coach, I think there were better coaches better players back in 2010, and maybe the quality of managers maybe not necessarily better now, but I think you have a more variety. You have more experienced league coaches who are now coming into club management and bringing some of these styles of football and and you also have players who are coming in with things like, see how Rice has become the substitute taker for England now, and that's clearly from all the work that has been done on Arsenal on him, and they're also trying to incorporate that. So you'll see a lot of players bring a lot of different ideas from different ways that they've also been used by managers, and most you see some of the managers incorporating that, and it's just brought a better product. I don't know if the quality necessarily is up, but it's also brought a better product. Another thing that's also affected is what we've been seeing is the number of games. It just meant that there's been so many games. So even if I see 2 good games, I see 3 bad games, and then it makes it seem like overall it hasn't necessarily been as good. But I just think that there's also been a lot of games, and there's been a lot to remember.
Okay. I'll take some messages on YouTube. Then we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll build up to the Norway-England game. Then later activate the phone lines. Bajo says Mexico, no fees, score Morocco or Senegal. Okay.
No, but how did we get there?
Is it? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to say if maybe they face them, they wouldn't have Mexico. Then Mexico no office.
The Mexicans had a lot more antics.
Speaking of Mexico, they've also what's the guy's name? Javier Aguirre is no longer there.
Yeah, they've got Rafa
Marquez.
Marquez.
Yeah. We're going to see that definitely.
No, but why give him the tournament?
Because Rafa Marquez was part of his technical team.
Yeah,
he was Javier Aguirre's assistant.
He was in the
Javier Aguirre's assistant. So I don't know if they are looking at. I think Javier has been with them for a while.
Yeah, that was his third stint with Mexico as head coach. So they want to change something different.
Yeah, he's been there since '94. I say he was an assistant to the coach at the '94 World Cup when they were in USC the last time.
Yeah,
so he's been
when came back in to do 2001, took them to Korea, Japan, then left, came back again.
But for the Mexicans, I'll say this, that I would remember them for the antics off the field than their on-field gameplay.
How so?
Get this. The very game they considered the first goal was the game they got knocked out.
Against England.
Yeah. The very game.
They were more focused on distracting opponents than...
No.
Even before the game will kick off.
Look, the drama they give off the field is more than what they are doing on it.
I listened to Kavisoliko's report. He says, when you're at the Azteca, you don't hear anything. Or the next person sitting beside you is complaining about headache. Because they are just beating drums, shouting, roaring, and doing all sorts of things. Charlie.
Throwing paper.
Yeah, and then the thing they will be wearing
the hat.
Chihuahua hats. I don't know what they call it, but it looks so funny.
Sombreros.
What
are sombreros?
Hey.
And I wouldn't be surprised the headache has got to do with some other stuff that we witnessed when we were at the stadium. Yeah. Because it's illegal in Ghana, but it's legal over there.
It was crazy.
And people are blowing it for you.
You are sitting there while you're high.
It's illegal over here. It's illegal over here, but then it was legal. Charlie, we are watching the game and the smoke.
Because Yaya has brought it down. Let me just share a quick story, right? I was sitting in the midst of the Croatians, where my ticket number took me, just right in the middle of the Croatians. On your left is where the Black Stars is, but it didn't take me there.
Yeah.
And then on your right is where the Croatians are, and I was just planted right in the middle. Bro, the things they are doing, they are not watching the game.
So we had a unique way of covering the
they are not watching the game.
So we covered it from a fan's point of view, but as a journalist.
Exactly.
So we didn't go to the whole...
They only watch the game when they see that the scoreboard has displayed
a scoreline.
That their player has scored a goal. Then they'll jubilate and go back to what they are doing. What they are doing, I can't say it already.
What were they doing?
Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about Norway, England, the Republic of Football 97.3. I'm Gabi Ofe. Here we are, Jamie Inter, Manuel Angelo Koachi, and also setting up Edmond. You can stay with us. We'll be back after this.
City 97.3.
What if your ideas could shape the future of education in Ghana? If you were a brilliant pre-secondary student aged 11 to 15, this is your moment to shine. Welcome to the Literacy Challenge 2026, the national literacy competition that celebrates young thinkers, great writers, and future leaders. This year's challenge is all about artificial intelligence and education. The topic: in not less than 600 words, write a letter to the Minister of Education as a youth consultant discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in education. Advice on how Ghana can effectively integrate AI into basic schools to improve teaching and learning while ensuring the students in rural and underserved communities are not left behind. Remember, your essay must be in your own handwriting, must be endorsed by a parent, guardian or teacher, and include your full contact details. Submit your entry by Monday, 20th July 2026 at the front desk of Channel 1 TV or PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. Stand a chance to win 10,000 Ghana cedis cash, a laptop, and earn the title of Ghana's most outstanding all-round pre-secondary student. For more information, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2026 is powered by City FM with support from Channel 1 TV. And it's proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana Limited, SIC Insurance, and Advocate Publishing.
Get ready this July to step into a world where culture meets commerce, ideas turn into opportunities, and Made in Ghana takes the spotlight like never before. Welcome to the Northern Business Fair 2026. For 2 powerful days, the Jubilee Park will transform into a buzzing hub of creativity, innovation, and enterprise from the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. From beautifully crafted products, innovative packaging, fast-growing local brands, and indigenous corporate bodies, every stand will tell a story of passion, resilience, and growth. This is not just a fair, it's a full experience. It's a place to discover, a place to connect, a place to grow. This is your chance to engage with Ghana's most exciting SMEs, startups, and homegrown brands all in one vibrant space. Dates Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th July 2026. Venue Jubilee Park, Tamale. Time 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Are you ready to showcase your business to the nation and beyond? Call 0205 973 973 now and secure your spot. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be part of the energy. Be part of the story. The Northern Business Fair 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the National Petroleum Authority, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Welcome back from the break. 97.3 City FM. I'm Gabi Offer. 05399696. We're talking some World Cup right here on the Republic of Football. I'm sure when the World Cup is done, that's when people would begin to start asking about club football. Yeah. Today, this money on my bed. Guys, I saw the United X handle. They've tweeted the players. It says, back on the pitch. I'm like, yeah. Harry Maguire and Charlie.
Hey, Charlie, so people come to experience Harry Maguire again.
Club football, and then I saw Michael Carrick. They are not at the World Cup, so.
No, but okay. On club football side, United have yanked off all the grass off their turf. The Vitality is getting an upgrade, huge upgrade for European football. Those are some of the things. We will not talk about the managerial.
Vitality is getting an upgrade.
Yeah. Okay. They've taken off a lot of the stands, trying to enhance the fan experience there.
And we are here. We have Accra Sports Stadium.
And
Babayara, the pitch is.
So when they were, let me tell you what I saw with the United one and the Vitality one. When they were taking off the grass, it was not humanly done. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that issue is not. Is the reason why people reacted to the National Sports Authority bit was that it was being done manually.
Yeah.
On such a big surface area. The question that immediately popped up in my mind was, when are you going to finish? Dabenda will be weird. Dabenda for you to finish and have the grass grow and get cut.
The league is also starting in September.
Yeah, and get cut to a certain level that is even. And knowing very well that per the National Sports Authority Director General, this process or this exercise will be repeated or will be replicated in the other stadium. So you ask yourself, when is it going to like collectively end for it to be properly mowed and inspected?
And then the undulation checked.
Yeah, because I was just about saying that these are some of the reasons why you have the surface undulated. Because using what pitchfork. Boom. You're not going to get it. You're not
going to get an even surface. See that.
Yeah. You get like you pick one part so deep to the extent that you leave it deep like that, and then when the grass grows, it leaves it undulating.
Yeah.
And then when the football is they pass the ball, Gideon Mensah pass the ball, the ball is bouncing. It began with
you have different people doing it different ways.
She went closer to the Boston Stadium pitch.
Charlie, stop.
You the joke, Ghana with a joke.
Do you know how like the millions FIFA invested in pitches for this tournament, and it got so many positive reviews that even NFL players are pissed with their league because their league. I mean, they have synthetic turf and all, but they want to play more on pitches that have more natural grass components than the synthetic bit. Because one NFL journalist, he pointed it out that since the World Cup started, how many players have you seen get ACL injuries? How many players have you seen?
One.
So far, I think it's Amadou Nana.
Yeah, only him. The rest have been hamstring. How many players have you seen them get ACL injuries? But look at the NFL. I know it's a collision sport, but especially the player that play the wide receiver sport, the wide receiver position, constantly, because they are always running around and making sharp turns. It puts a lot of pressure on your ankles. The next thing you know, they are getting ACL tears, and your knees. Yeah, the next thing you know, they are getting ACL tears. And a lot of them blame the pitch, especially the MetLife Stadium in New York.
Yeah.
A lot of them. There's a theory. Even you look at the sample size of players who have suffered ACL injuries playing on the MetLife Stadium surface. It gives you solid reason to believe that, yes, indeed, playing on such surfaces, it increases the chances of you getting injured. And that's why I support Dr. Godfred Akoto's call that whole bring the whole stadium turf
simple
and making it a big deal wholesale thing. It is unnecessary, and it has really hampered the development of our players, especially young players, because it increases the chances of you getting injured. And there's proper evidence to show. If you want evidence to see, check the NFL and look at the number of players who suffer ACL tears while playing on surfaces that have more synthetic components than natural grass, and just oppose it with surfaces that have the opposite in terms of composition. It is evident, it is clear. So why people will draft and implement such a policy, it beats my imagination.
One day I'll share my experience of playing on a synthetic surface under the sun.
Even the heat alone, it will kill you.
Oh God!
Even the heat alone.
I think I've experienced it before. You feel the heat in between passing through your toes,
passing
into and cooking your legs.
Bonsu, it's like there's a hot tub that you have been sunk into, and when you're
like you're walking on hot tiles.
You know the painful thing about the AstroTurfs, I've realized what we do here. Beneath it is actually concrete.
Concrete and gravel. That's the worst part. Meanwhile, others they lay proper surface with sand base, and they pound it and make it compact.
Carpets
before the thing is laid.
Former deputy sports minister was in Morocco one time, and then when was it there or when he came back? It was like
when he came back.
He said, "Hey, Charlie Morocco for no more yadi." So you see, our leaders, they know, they see it.
And they are
And I was telling you, like, look, our leaders, they travel more than the average Ghanaian. They go to see they see these things. Yeah. They see the what these people
difference
are doing.
In quality of life.
The difference in quality, the golf in class in terms of infrastructure and things. But when they come here,
but we've seen reports that there are some NSA staff who have gone to the World.
Yes.
We will say it too, because we were sitting at somewhere, we saw the report.
but they posted it.
So they said they are working on seeing how the people maintain the facilities and those things, and we want to implement the same thing when they come back. And I'm asking myself, do you know how to maintain a facility?
YouTube does not work in Ghana.
Let's talk about
the minister said that's what he was there doing. Like,
who?
Kofi Adams. He said that he spoke
the
It's okay. Let's talk about Norway, England.
so that we can also host the World Cup with Nigeria and Ivory Coast.
That's the
No, he spoke about how we should be taking experiences from these tournaments if we ourselves have any hopes of hosting these types of tournaments in the future. And previously before that, he said,
you guys missed out too. Then let me give you one Boston one, please. Honorable Minister, we want to know how far the taxing that you were taxed to find the plans for the stadium have gone, and how far with that one, because that matter we need to follow
with
it.
the Boston Stadium.
Yeah, we need to follow it.
The Ibrahim Mahama bit.
Yeah.
Very much so. We'll follow it to the latter because he was taxed.
I'm coming. You see, I want us to move away from the topic, but every time you bring something, it reminds me of what I saw there. Ask you that when he was making his way into the Philadelphia Stadium, how many minutes did it take him for the machine to recognize the scan? Yeah, the scan. To pick his seat number out and say next. At that sports stadium.
Less than 10
we buy
less than 5 seconds.
When you buy the tickets and you turn the back of the ticket, you are watching Ghana Congo, but at the back of the ticket it says African and out to you. Recycling of tickets. We don't do that there.
Swipe it under the machine. It just picks it. Okay, it gives you the green light and it opens for you. You just enter. Less than 5 seconds.
Don't look for a seat. You're not going to sit on anybody's seat too. Here in Ghana, you have the media guys and the spectators fighting for seats.
You and I. Last time
the VIP ticket holders and people are invading their space.
And the most annoying one with the media stand is that when they come into that space, then they want to own the space and dictate to you what to do.
They'll be fighting with you.
Oh, Charlie. The last time Superstar went into an explosive mood there. Oh, Charlie.
The person, he can't with woman. In the woman 10 journalist.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie.
We know him. We know where he did.
Let's talk about
Let's do England.
Because if you allow me, let me read this message. Naomi from Bowie says, a win for England. Okay. Benjamin Kwame Azosu from Adentan says, good afternoon. Is it the fact that Mikel Merino changes hasn't been figured out by other teams? I thought after he came in against Portugal, the Belgians should have known what he was coming to do.
But that was different.
He was coming on to score, so they should stop him from scoring.
No one figured out Lukaku still yesterday. That's all I'll say. And Lukaku scored how many goals? 3.
From the bench.
Yeah.
Became the first player to do so in multiple.
And like I said, Merino has a habit of what he's been doing with Arsenal this season. He's done that multiple times with them as well. And I think he's a clutch player, if I use the term. He's a really clutch player. And
Smiley says England versus Norway game is going to be tough, but I want England to win since Tuchel has coached Chelsea before, and this English media, Charlie, it not go easy for him. But who says Tuchel he cares about the English media?
But he okay because
really?
It's overwhelming. No matter how you want to downplay the impact,
I thought it was more directed to the players
The coach, you go feel him.
Oh,
so.
he's okay.
Oh, you go feel him.
Especially because he's not English.
No. Especially because he's German. And he did the unthinkable by dropping Cole Palmer. That's the thing.
The people have not forgiven him for that.
Oh, yeah.
So for him, fans have not.
Yeah.
So for him, unless he wins the World Cup,
He's not.
Unless he wins the World Cup, he's doomed. Because let's say you progress, you beat Argentina and make it to the final, and you don't win it.
Hey,
No, they haven't been in a final since what? I don't think they've been in a final since '66.
Yes, he hasn't been to the final.
When they hosted it and won it.
Yes,
so-
even if they make it to the final, he doesn't
That's
win
progress.
it. He will,
Huge progress.
But Gareth Southgate made progress.
Yeah.
But they still slammed him.
finals.
Yes, back-to-back Euro finals. They still slammed him.
Yeah.
And he's English, and he has been knighted by the royal family.
You said that one self
That one cried. Look at how he was treated.
Southgate.
And you, a German.
Let's talk about the three Lions. They're up against the Vikings of Norway. So let me start off with you. It should be a really good game.
Tasty.
It should be a really good game. Can they go past Norway?
This is going to be their most difficult test yet. If playing at the Azteca in that altitude was anything challenging, they should double that in this game. You're going to be coming up against a side that's fine. Haaland is the arrowhead, but there's more to the Norwegian team than Haaland. There's more to the Norwegian team than Haaland. For me, they are kryptonites. The man who really keeps everything together for them. He's on the bench and not on the pitch. He's on the bench and not on the pitch.
Who is that?
Certainly their coach.
Okay.
He keeps this team so glued together and they understand what they are to do on the pitch. I keep saying that this tournament, this Odegaard is what Arsenal fans would have wanted in the latter stages of the season. This is what they would have wanted. But it didn't happen for them. He has now found his feet. This game, I want to term sort of a home derby. Because most of the players are really accustomed to playing against each other or with each other.
Yeah.
That is why both coaches are going to be the differentials.
Okay.
The players would cancel each other out. No worries. There are some players in the Norwegian national team that's really, you know where they play. You and I know where they play, but they still beat the big boys. They still beat the big boys. Tactically, look, England might sort of be at a disadvantage because of the number of yellow cards they have accrued to certain players. Some key players are on that list.
Yeah.
And this is tournament football. This is the knockout stage. You are torn between a rock and a hard place. Do I go out and play like the way I play, or do I get extremely cautious? Getting extremely cautious affects your delivery on the pitch. Mark Gay is one of such players, and he is actually going to be key here in stopping Erling Haaland.
He has even an injury issue.
But I strongly believe.
So Konza down Ben then. Now, okay.
So let
If
me
that
ask
makes
you
sense.
this. No, Damben would, in this Tuchel system, play as a left back.
You can go with
Chaloba and then Konza. So let's put it out there. Would you want
Konsa is even suspended.
makes
Konza
it
is suspended too.
Oh no,
he has one.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
Ja-
Because
Kwanzaa, no,
Yeah.
not Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa is his appeal did not go through Keir Starmer, so it was not considered. now, okay. Let me stick to this matter because it takes me back to something that Yao
so
said yesterday.
just a
But
quick one.
let me stick to this matter.
The news, team news, Gehi and Rice are both fitness doubt. Yeah. After missing training this week.
I think it would be great if Damben plays because you want to match Erling Haaland's physicality. Damben is way bigger than Erling Haaland. He's 6'7".
The big man.
He's really, really
also
big.
means he's much slower than Haaland.
Yeah, and he's also
6'7",
slower
yeah.
than Haaland.
Yeah, so they
But-
can cancel each other out.
and that's why and that's why you need your centre back partner to be the one to be able to deal with the pace bit. and to be able to cover the spatial defending, be the one to defend in the spaces. And you have Dan Ben defending one on one or man to man. So that's how you have to mix it, because if you are down by as many as possibly 3 defenders, central defensive options, that's how you are going to play. Dan Ben was immense in that game against Mexico, because Mexico technically they didn't have too many technical players to go through the middle and beat England through the middle. So they had to consistently be swinging in crosses, and Dan Ben was ever present to be able to head them out. Now you have a situation where Kwanzaa is out, Konsa and John Stones injury issues or injury doubts. They might play, they might not play. So it will fall on McGahey and Dan Ben. And Gary has, the full speed to keep up with Erling Haaland.
But he's not fully fit.
But even he is not fully fit. So yeah, a lot will depend on what Dan Ben is able to do. I mean, consistently roughing Erling Haaland up a little bit, so that McGahey can be able to close down the spaces a little bit and be able to defend the threats that he possesses.
Okay,
but quickly, what if Soloth and Haaland start? That presents a whole different.
They always start. But
so in this case, putting more pressure on an ill defense of the English. Because then what's going to happen if Gehi is half fit and he's going to play? That means he's already on a yellow card and he's going to miss the next game. Because he's part of that 4.
Which is very crucial.
Exactly. So should they make the next round, then that yellow card comes into play. And already Kwanzaa is out. And Konsa could also join that list. So for me, how the English manage to marshal a defense is what's, for me, important in this game.
Okay.
And I think too much attention may be given to Haaland, and Soloth might be forgotten.
Or even Nusa will just grab the headlines himself.
Exactly. There's so much quality in this Norwegian side. Look, for me...
And they are very honest, you mean too.
I just wish they won't underestimate Soloth. They've seen Soloth play in the English Premier League before. With Crystal Palace, he was not great.
But he was the baby Soloth.
Which
a very raw Soloth.
He's not better.
He's now matured though. I'm saying baby because you look at the Soloth film.
I think the much different player.
Yeah,
he's a much improved
That's what I'm saying.
Just looking at England, I'm seeing that Henderson is out with a wrist injury.
So he broke his wrist celebrating with his teammates.
He's not the football said how many minutes
he plays just 6 minutes in this World Cup. And after the Mexico game, he went into the stands close to the fans to celebrate with the other English players. So while jumping over an electronic advertising board, he slipped and he landed on his wrist and broke it.
I don't want to watch that footage again. Like, if you saw the Black Stars player
Abu
Francis's
injury against Japan,
it's something similar, but this one he's on his own. No, seriously, like I was polishing the thing like a journalist. You see, he jumped over it and then he landed on his wrist. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's how we'll keep it for now. Oh yeah, you want to do
so he's out.
I don't understand his selection to begin with, because Adam Wharton should be in this team, and if Adam Wharton was in this team, he gives a different option to when Declan Rice is not fit.
It is who the manager is.
Yeah,
and it's because I'm looking at the predicted backline, and
if it's another manager,
O'Reilly, Spence, Konsa, Ben. That's and I still don't.
O'Reilly, Spence, Konsa, Ben,
and I still don't understand his insistence with not picking Trent, because he lost Livramento. He doesn't have a right back.
It is who Thomas Tuchel is as a manager.
Reece James is not the most fit player in the world.
You take Reece James like that because he's giving him first.
Oh no! At this point, I think he will pick Jet Spence as right back, and then Nico O'Reilly as left back. Then you have Dan Ben and Konsa in the middle, with Declan Rice likely to play as an emergency centre.
I don't know the quality of Trippier as it stands. I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't pick Trent. But there are just these little changes in the team that I think he projected for everything to go in a certain way, and I understand that he spoke after his team selection. He said the main reason he went through with some of these players is he played out a lot of multiple scenarios in his head, as in when it gets to the situation, who would we need, and the players who are able to present themselves in multiple scenarios are the ones who got selected above others. In the 10 position one, I've started to understand it because he's going to play 110. And on the bench, he has Eze and Rogers. I think in the last game, in the game before the Mexico, in the Congo game, he tried to bring Eze on, but I think he brought Eze on as a wide forward while he still had a 10 on the field. I think Bellingham was still on the field. I don't know how well that works for him, but at least in that point, you understand that there are too many players, you can't overcrowd it. If he still had Phil Foden and Cole Palmer, maybe he wouldn't be able to bring them on. But I think that even though he planned for different scenarios, I think even within those different scenarios, there can be different versions of the same scenario. While in one situation, Eze might be the one to come on and have him on the bench. If you have Palmer on the bench instead of maybe
Madueke.
Instead of maybe
Madueke.
The Madueke one I understand because Tuchel wants to play wingers, and that's the thing that I've noticed with when he plays Gordon and Madueke. He wants people who want
direct wingers.
Yeah, he wants people who wants to stretch the play, and when he wants to change it up, that's when he's brought someone like Saka or he's put Eze on the other side. So he just wants to have that different profile. That's why I see how Madueke was probably able to make it to the squad about someone like Cole Palmer, because that means you'd have probably had Palmer out wide, and I don't know how well.
We've seen how devastating Cole Palmer can be when he plays out wide. Especially when you have an attacking minded fullback like Reece James and Jet Spence. The Chelsea 3-0 win over PSG at the Club World Cup. Cole Palmer lined up on the wings on the left side. That's why for me,
Pedro up front.
I was so surprised that he dropped him because he's versatile enough to be able to play out wide and very good to be able to play out wide.
I was surprised.
Honestly, heading into this game, looking at the potential injury situation and suspension situation connected to the centre backs, I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas Tuchel plays Declan Rice as a right fullback.
And in
the middle you have Elliot Anderson and Kobe Mainoo play. In the middle.
We against Patrick Berg and Sander Berg.
Oh, they can handle it.
The Berg brothers.
Yeah, they can definitely handle it. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up moving Declan Rice to the right side, more like a right fullback, who would consistently move a bit infield into the middle, then have Kobe Mainoo and Elliot Anderson as the mainstay midfielders. I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
Have we mentioned Trevor Chalobah?
Nope. Has he yet?
And he was brought in as a replacement for when Livramento got injured.
So
unless he thought he had an excess number of right backs.
You think he'll play Chalobah at right back? And he's he's familiar with though.
I think Chalobah would probably be better at centre back, and then he can still go with Spence and O'Reilly.
So he'll do Chalobah and who? Konsa?
No, Dan Ben.
Chalobah
and those guys are big. Like Chalobah is like what, 6'3", 6'4".
Who's better on the ball? Is Chalobah better on the ball than?
No, but Dan Ben is very good on the ball. As in terms of a passer, as in being a passer, Dan Ben is very comfortable.
Dan Ben is the one starting the play from back. I don't know that doesn't give me as much confidence.
Dan Ben is very good, comfortable with the ball at his feet.
Well, I'm not disputing that. It just is in being able to spread the play out wide rather than just simply handing it to the midfielders.
Dan Ben can handle it
in terms of range.
Okay.
He can handle it. He has a good pass on him.
Interesting match.
That's how come he made it and not he made it ahead of Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Imagine Harry Maguire at the Azteca.
No.
When the pressure was up, they were down by a man and they were constantly swinging in the crosses. I'm sorry, but I have this feeling that Harry Maguire would have committed a blunder in there. Mexico would have capitalized on it.
Recipe for disaster.
But look at how Dan Ben handled that issue.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's left-footed. So that balances it out tactical-wise. You get my point. Yeah. So for me, and he's more comfortable with the ball at his feet. He's a very good passer of the ball than Harry Maguire. So I had no qualms about he making the squad ahead of Harry Maguire, despite the fact that Newcastle's season was not the best. And that's why I honestly believe that he will start Dan Ben in this game. And if he's not too sure about the fitness issues about Ezri Konsa, then Trevor Chalobah can come in.
Okay. Let's talk about Norway. We've said a lot about England. Norway. What they've also got to give to the Three Lions team, Kwashe?
Yeah, I mean, Norway, they're not. I wouldn't say they're underrated, but I think they're. I don't think how good they've been recently has been taken into account. I think Norway have actually been beyond even the World Cup. If you look back to the qualifying campaign that got them to the World Cup, they won all 8 games. They didn't draw or lose a single game during the whole run. In a group with Italy and other teams, like other strong teams, they were able to go unbeaten and win all their games. And then they come into this World Cup and more. If you look at the group stages, maybe a lot of people didn't fancy them to probably come as the second team. More people probably thought Senegal would be the teams to come through, and they were able to go through. The last game where they lost to to France. I think they had also done a lot of changes to their team. They brought in Strand Larsen to start the game, so I don't think that's probably a true reflection. But if you look at that, I think in the last 10, 15 games, that's probably the only game they've lost. Probably have to go all the way back to the Nations League when they lost to the Netherlands. They've been a really good team, and it obviously, like I keep saying, the fact that they have Haaland within the team. I saw that he scored in his last 14 games for Norway. He didn't play in the game that he played against France, but other than that, he scored in his last 14 games for Norway. As good as Odegaard has been in this World Cup, I don't think it's necessarily been about the quality of service. I think it's just been about the consistency of service. And I think Haaland has proven that he's a good finisher. Mm-hmm. And in what they have a good set team. They have a set defense. They have a goalkeeper who is playing out of his mind. Ireland has, I did not rate him as much before the World Cup. There's certain players who I hope we'll see after the World Cup. There are certain players who become better players during the World Cup, and there are certain players who just I feel very inspired during the tournament and able to produce a form, and they're never able to truly replicate it. We'll see what it looks like after the tournament ends, but he's been incredible for them in goal.
Okay.
And like we keep saying, Haaland, feed the ball to Haaland. If they can find a way to get him active. That's why I'm interested with when Sedi said Soloth and how do you call it? Nusa play. Because if they make Nusa, rather than playing Soloth on the right and they make Nusa withdrawn and just try and get Soloth up front and then try and put balls into the box. I keep saying, if it's a shaking England line that are now being put together, it's probably going to be an England back four that haven't played together all tournament. Given the doubts that they're facing, it's probably going to be a midfield that hasn't played together all tournament. We'll have to see whether Menu will come in and what different dynamic that will bring to their midfield. But it means that the things are going to be different from England, whilst Norway can just build on the consistency that they've had. And like I said, they keep going under the radar, even though they are winning games, even though they are putting up impressive performances, because it's Norway and people haven't yet been able to adjust to themselves that this is probably a team that is being coached well, that has world-class talents that can win game. I think they still seem to be going under the radar, and people are giving them still making England favorites. And obviously England are favorites, but I think if there was a team that could probably shock a team at this tournament, it's Norway.
Okay, Seri, the next 2 minutes, and then we'll have to activate the phone lines. Quick thoughts on what to expect from Norway.
Look, for me, Norway have had me rewrite my dark horses theory a couple of times this World Cup. I like how they have gone round their games, put all the focus on the pitch and left everything on the pitch. Try as much as possible to do what Yao says. Whatever the opposing team try to switch tactically, they have a response to it. Whatever the opposing team try to do, they switch up something. They switch onto something. They do something different, tweak something a little bit. Watch their game versus Brazil. Everyone is asking, what did Norway play? They played. Oh no, seriously, people are quizzing like, Norway did not play anything exceptional. No.
If Brazil take their chance, it's a different game. If
Guimaraes
and Hendrick score, that's a different game.
If and once,
fair, but
yes, that's hindsight.
It's a different game.
Say no, it's not a different game, my brother. You see, we say if Chelsea had also kept their position, they would have been fourth, and they have.
No, I'm not just late.
I get where you're coming from, but then again, for the Brazilians, this was not their tournament to even start with. They were not at it at all. But against the Norwegian side, in a knockout situation, Carlo Ancelotti coached, you would have expected much better from them. But that's when they decided to let themselves down.
I get that. But
just a teamless goalkeeper going head to head with a quote unquote Brazilian legend, Neymar. Nyland is without a team assist. We speak, and he was going head to head with Neymar.
I mean, he was just trying to put him off. I think though he was just trying to get him to miss the penalty, and Neymar just took it a little too emotional. But it's his last World Cup game. He gets a penalty. I didn't even think I'd see him on the pitch. I was surprised.
I was not expecting to see him kick a ball. But look,
I'm just on that. I think some teams have just been shocked by they were expecting to go to extra time. I know that's not how you should do psychologically, but tactically they hadn't changed to go to extra time. But mentally they thought they were getting to extra time.
Okay.
I think Portugal suffered with that against Spain, and I think Brazil also suffered a bit with that against Norway. Just the time that they scored,
even
they struggled to.
Belgium did the same yesterday.
Yeah, so they struggled to adjust and then attack, and then they weren't able to get the result they needed.
Speaking of Portugal, they've hired Jorge Jesus as the Portuguese, they emphasize on the J, so Jorge Jesus as the head coach for Portugal after Roberto Martinez stepped down after their elimination from the World Cup. And I see that, that appointment, and I know that Cristiano Ronaldo is definitely going to the Euro 2028.
I think he's going to the next World Cup.
Yeah, he's going to the next World Cup.
He's going to the next World Cup because he was the head coach for Al Nassr.
Yeah.
When just last season, he was the one who got Al Nassr to win the Saudi Pro League title.
To be fair, the organizers of the league were also quite helpful with some of the timing of the games and little things to help Ronaldo.
I heard his initial comments after he got unveiled.
He said something about Ronaldo.
Yeah, he says he will talk to him and try to get him back to the team and have him play as many times as
Portugal is something with us, with Ronaldo, without some. He was saying
and guess who is going to become the next Al Nassr coach as well?
They've already appointed that's Postecoglou. But Martinez was in line to coach Al Nassr.
Watch Postecoglou get sacked in next season, and then Martinez coming.
Interesting. Phone lines activated 0539 986 996 054 986 996. So you can call us now 0539 986 996 054 986 996. Let's get our predictions. England taking on Norway later tonight at the Miami Stadium all the way in the USA. Kwashi, you wanted to say something?
Just on the Ronaldo bit, I get the point. I don't think he had a good time with Martinez. I think Martinez was very indulgent of him, but I don't think the overall experience would. I think Ronaldo was the one who helped make the appointment for Jorge Jesus, and if he's in the same position for Al Nassr, I don't think he would have vetoed Roberto Martinez.
All right, we have our first caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from? Oh, okay. Like first caller is.
But I don't think as long as they keep on pandering to Ronaldo at this stage in his career, they won't win anything. As long as they keep pandering to Cristiano Ronaldo at this stage in his career, they won't win anything.
Okay. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Ima, calling from Amomole.
All right, Ima, talk to me.
Yeah, I would like to ask you, or find out something from you. Let me put it that way. FIFA expanded. FIFA expanded the African squad to 10, and then we look at how we disgrace ourselves, Gavi. So is it better FIFA go back to its usual 32 teams? Hello, Gavi.
Yeah. So, can you say it again? Can you say your question again?
I'm saying that we've had the opportunity for Africa, like FIFA expanding the teams to 48 teams.
Okay.
So we were fortunate to get 10 teams
from Africa.
From Africa, thank you very much. And then, I mean, look at how we disgrace ourselves.
So you're saying FIFA should take the slots back or what?
Yes, then better we get the fight.
Oh, Charlie.
Daddy,
but why? Because
I'm totally disappointed. Come again. I'm listening to you.
Because we didn't do well.
Yes, because look at most of our African teams. Most of them considered at the dying endless minute of the game. My brother, why? Look at Egypt. Oh my goodness! Look at Egypt. Gabby, I'm listening to you. Talk to me.
Oh, but I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, but I don't get your points. Are you trying to say that because the African teams did not do well at the tournament, so we should limit the number of slots for African teams to participate at the World Cup?
Exactly, because now we are fortunate to get 10.
No,
so
that's
at
not,
least
that's not enough. And that's not enough. If you are saying that because they didn't perform, it's not enough. For Morocco, do you know that is still an achievement for them? Because they became the first African country to do 2 quarterfinal berths in the last 2 World Cups. Right? Cote d'Ivoire had never qualified out of the group stage. Egypt had never qualified out of the group stage. I don't know if you've seen the recent video from coming out from Egypt. The people over there are excited about what the national team have done at the World Cup. Capo Verde, first time at the World Cup, they made it to the round of 32, put out a very solid performance against Argentina. The people in Capo Verde are excited. Senegal, yes. I mean, you can look at it. Somewhere, it's a success for them. So, I don't know what metrics you are looking at.
I watch all.
Say again.
I watch all. Yeah, I'm saying I watch all the African games as you are. Watching them one after the other. I watch all the games.
But you are not too impressed, eh?
I'm telling you, honestly speaking, because I'm using Egypt as an example.
But let me tell you something. Do you know that the countries from all the continent that came to the World Cup, it's the African continent that had a lot of teams progressing out to the group stage, percentage wise. I don't know if you've seen that.
Percentage-wise.
Yes.
In terms of the 5 or 6 continents.
Yes, that made their way to the World Cup. I get it. So if you're saying the African teams, I mean, but thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
No, my last point.
Oh,
I'm not done.
Continue.
Yeah, Gabby. Yeah, look at what happened. FIFA, that red card with USA player. If you can remember, Ronaldo had the red card before the tournament. This World Cup, but the red card was, I don't know what happened, but he played. The first game Ronaldo played, and then this FIFA, this US guy's red card. What is FIFA trying to tell us, my brother? Oh, Gianni Infantino is also following the same suit of Sepp Blatter. Thank you very much. I'll leave this here.
All right, thank you, man. 053996 996 0549 986. Call us. Let's get talking. 053996 996 If you want to text to, feel free to do so. 053996 Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Good afternoon. My name is Selom, calling from Achimota.
Your name is Selom?
Yes, you see, this expansion FIFA makes is not about you participating. FIFA wants to develop football in all countries. That is why they are doing this additional form. Africa has done well, yes, especially Cape Verde. Look at what they've done to Argentina. You see, it's all about developing the football. Everybody now trying to develop its own football. So if people give us those kind of chances, we have to take it. So it's not a matter of the number of African countries that participated. People want to develop the football. That's it. For tonight's game, it's going to be very cagey, but there's going to be a surprise. Norway will get England out. Seriously. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. 20539986996 0549986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hello, Gabi Milito.
Maji.
Hey, Gabi Milito.
Maji.
So you and Donald Trump go make coup d'etat. Now you run the farm come Ghana.
Me then Donald Trump do what?
You do coup d'etat. Now you want come Ghana. You want come to Ghana.
I beg, I don't know what they talk about.
You don't know.
But you don't mention your name. I mean, I know you, but if I mention your name, the other listeners listening to the show.
If you know me, then it's okay.
So you mention your name. No, but for the purposes of the show, you need to mention your name so that if somebody's listening, the person doesn't know.
Come down.
So mention your name, eh?
This is Nana Kwame.
You've changed your okay. Fair. Okay. Proceed.
How do you call it? If Portugal want to progress, they need to stay off Ronaldo. See, people pave way for Ronaldo. Luis Figo paved the way for Ronaldo. Give the captain back to him and give him the matter. If Figo was that selfish, Figo could have gone to the other quality. The 2010 World Cup. But you see, I don't know why Ronaldo is that selfish. I'm a Ronaldo fan. I'm a true Ronaldo fan. But I think it's hard time Portugal need to step away from Ronaldo. I mean, 41-year-old man. You can't cheat nature. You can't cheat nature. See, this guy, when he's placed in the Portuguese team, like they are playing, 10 against 11. Now, let me tell you something. Now, Ronaldo is just an ordinary player. He's just an ordinary player. Sorry to say that, but that's the fact. Now, in 2006, Ronaldo is just an ordinary player. Leave when they are pro decide. Don't force yourself. Sorry, it's not like this Portuguese team don't want to play. I don't know where people are getting that this mind from that. The Portuguese players have gone after Ronaldo. Why? Then don't they also want to win the World Cup? If you think that they don't want to win the World Cup, is it because of Ronaldo? That's why they're playing that at this football, whatever. No. The coaching is no good. And Ronaldo in the system is killing these Portuguese players. You see, in that time, just step down. Just step down and let this thing go. Like the way they paved the way for you. When you're on first form, Luis Figo just step down for you. Give you the opportunity to lead this Portuguese team. You've won 3 trophies. Hey, you will not play this Portuguese team for the rest of your life. Just leave the team for progression. People, other people take over.
Okay.
You are the greatest Portuguese player. The things that are not about that. But it's hard time this guy has to just bring these things. And after England, I don't call it. I want to ask you something. Is he stepping down himself, or is it the French football federation who are pressuring him to step down? Because I don't understand.
Yeah, Deschamps is stepping down himself.
Is he himself, or no? Because you see, Deschamps is making and still, how do you call it? Potter 5 years ago, are reporting Zidane. It's not like this man is doing the job. See, they should be careful of what they wish for. See, you can say this person is very talented, but for Didier Deschamps to be able to manage this team, to coach this team, see, full of superstars, some of them are sitting on the bench. For them to understand each other and to see, it's not easy to coach this French team. This French team, full of superstars, he goes, and for this man to be able to control this dressing room, you should be careful of what they wish for. Because I don't understand why they are letting this man go. Because I don't know, it's not like this one is doing a bad job. So they should be careful of what they wish for. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right, thank you. 05399696 0549986996. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, your name? Where are you calling us from?
Man Milito.
Maji, your name, please.
My name is Kevin, calling from Tamale.
Kevin, talk to me.
So, Charlie, why people just they bring hit, they come Ronaldo in top like that? I don't get people. Is it because he lost? If he had won that match, would they still be talking? Gabby, it's a football match. One had to go home, and it was his team that had to go home. He's not the entire team. Look, this Ronaldo team people they talk, especially Ghanaians. Like if Ronaldo be Ghanaian, like this World Cup they go, they shout to me, then go call him, make he can play, give Ghana. Even the next qualifiers, they go call him, say make he can play, give Ghana. What are people there talking play? If Cristiano Ronaldo was a Ghanaian, we still go take up go this World Cup, the next World Cup, and the next World Cup. Why he go play give us? What people they talk about? Look, it was a match. Somebody had to go home. Unfortunately, it was him. I will say that we didn't see what happened to Argentina. Argentina nearly went home. Let's be straightforward. Let's be fair. Argentina would have gone home in the last match. It is football. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. That game, he lost. Just like Argentina nearly lost the other one, and Messi would have also gone home. Let's put that one aside. Charlie, this one there, the Lions of England will be like them for collect 3 goals today because Norway will score 3. Yeah, I can foresee 3 goals coming from Norway.
It means Haaland will score that, eh?
Oh, plenty. He go to brace for the match inside. England will go home though. You know, we should have made them go home, but we failed to do that. But I think, you know, in history, the two of them, they have thick history, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apart from the wars they fought, this is going to be a new battle. But by the way, Milito, I beg, you guys they talk about the FA and things. I beg, when did they come home? I don't see the sports minister for the cleanup.
The Black Stars.
Yeah. When they
don't come home together as a team. I mean, we've seen some videos of some players coming. I know of Kwesi Sibo. I've seen Jordan Ayew, Iñaki Williams. He's gone back. So don't come as a team.
Fine.
Even Carlos Queiroz, I'm not sure we'll see him here.
Leave the Black Stars. The FA, when are they coming home?
Henry Asante Chum is in Ghana.
The FA is in Ghana.
Yeah, Henry Asante Chum.
Why we don't see them for the cleanup exercise? I've not seen the FA president. I've not seen the FA team at the cleanup exercise. I've not seen the sports minister. It's not serious. It is about them where the country flag no.
Hey, Kevin,
wherever they are, they call them and come to clean up. Thank you.
Charlie, Kevin. Oh, Chris. 0539969996 0549986996. We'll take our final 3 callers. If you want to text too, it's fine. You can do that. The Republic of Football, I'm Gabi Ofe. Here we are, AJ Minta. Manuel Angelo Kwashi. Also said in Ahmed Mo. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from my name is Tevia.
Your name is?
Tevia.
Tevia, can you please speak louder for me?
Yeah, I'm calling from Amprobi.
Nice one.
I just want to contribute.
Talk to me, Tevia.
Yeah, please. Some of the callers, I think you have to give them some limit of time. Some of the things they talk about is relevant. Yeah, you can't talk, you can't call in speaking about, you know, players who have contributed to this game a lot. Like Ronaldo, you can't speak bad against Ronaldo. And moreover to the first person that speak. You don't have fact and you want to contribute. The teams that, the nations that, African nations that went to the tournament.
Tevia, I think everybody is entitled to his or opinion. So
no, bro, I understand that. Yeah, but you have to get your fact.
Okay, so then you also have to make it snappy, so I talk to the next caller.
Yeah, please, I'm making it snappy, you know. Yeah, Ghana did well. We progressed to the other stage of the tournament. Other teams to convert. This is their first. But they did well. They went to the next stage. Senegal. So you can't say because we didn't progress to the quarter-final or semi-final, we didn't do well. We did well. So please, let the fans know. Tell them to be relevant when they are to speak something factual when they are contributing. Thank you.
0539969996 0549986996. Take our final caller. It's a wrap. 0539986996 0549986996. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Hello, my name is Yao. I'm calling from Kaswa, and I want to make a contribution.
Yao, please go ahead.
Okay, my contribution is that first of all, we didn't go to the World Cup as a country. Africans went to the tournament as an individual country, participating at the FIFA World Cup. So it is not about football is not about political solidarity. Football is a game. We should understand we went there and did our best. That's simple as ABCD. That is my contribution. Thank you.
Charlie. Said you are stunned.
Charlie.
You shared his thoughts.
Oh yeah.
Let me take some messages.
It's not political words.
Yeah, solidarity. Danilo says, I don't believe Ronaldo was helped in winning the league because the league title was just 2 points. What, the Saudi Pro League?
No, but that's not what Kwacha said.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was helped to win in the league, but if you've seen other players, and I think Ivan Toney, when he was at Al Ahly, he made complaints about how they were training in the same stadium for the cup final, but then Al Nassr were training, I think, allowed to train for a longer period, and then they were given a small time before the evening. And they've been little. Ronaldo is accommodated because he's Ronaldo, which is fair enough. Like you say, he's achieved all he's achieved. But there's just been instances where he just been given a little good fortune. Could be good fortune. It could be directed at him. But there's just been times where, he's had advantages that have helped. And this is the first time they've been able to win the league after this is third season there. I'm not discrediting the achievement. It's an incredible achievement. I'm just pointing out that certain factors made it possible as well, in my opinion.
Okay. John from Navrongo says, I want to find out from Coach how far he's gone with his suggestion of going to court over Otuado's appointment as Black Stars, even though Otuado did not apply, and subsequent monies to be paid to him. Okay, I see. Charlie, we've closed the show.
Charlie.
Yeah, but we are back on TV later at 7 p.m. For the build up to the England-Norway game. So you want to join us 7 to 8. We'll be there to run you through all the updates you need to know, with the game kicking off at 9 p.m. England taking on Norway, the third quarter-final game. And then later at 1 a.m., Argentina, for the Messi fans, stay awake to watch that game against Switzerland. Guys, thank you so much. Here from IJ Minta, Manuel Angelo Kwachi, Sedina Medmont, technical support from Daniel Squashy, and then big shouts to our guys also on YouTube, and our guys who also texted and called and telling me that I should. Okay, let me just close the show. I'm Gabi Affair. Catch you same time next week.
Every day, across Ghana, stories unfold. Stories of hope, struggle, courage, and progress. At Channel One TV, we tell your story with truth and heart, giving voice to the people, holding power to account, and empowering change that moves our nation forward. Channel One TV, telling your story, empowering change.